Loving Sairam to all of you. Welcome to day 2 of the summer course. I would like to call this as cheat code day. So for some of you may have heard of this term cheat code. How many of you here are gamers? PlayStation, Xbox, PC? Any gamers here? Samarth? No? How many of you know what a cheat code is? Yes. So what is a cheat code? It is a code you can use in the game to advance in the game. Hasten up the process. Perfect. So cheat codes are basically secret codes or tools that are built into the game by the creator to give you access to unlimited power, unlimited resources, so you can finish the game very quickly and close it. Today, the reason I'm calling it a cheat code day is because Swami has given us certain cheat codes in this game of life. And today we will have access to those cheat codes with the various speakers that are lined up for today. The first speaker, the first topic for today in a series of such tools that we will have today is Dhyana as a Sadhana and the benefit of Gayatri mantra. So Sri Rathnakar Raghunath will be our speaker for today for this topic. Before I go on to introduce Rathnakar, I would like to congratulate the organizers for coming up with very practical topics. I have attended many summer courses, but this is one summer course where we have picked up practical topics which we can apply in day-to-day life and which are integral part of Indian culture. For example, breaking habits, good health, healthy mind, managing money, all these are integral aspects to Indian culture, and I think we should all give a big round of applause to the organizers for coming up with very practical topics. Sri Rathnakar Raghunath, he hails from Bengaluru and is an active member of the Gitanjali Samithi. He has had the good fortune of being born in a family whose physical association with Bhagwan started in 1942. He was named by Swami at the Vrindavan Ashram. He is a Balvika's alumnus and has served as a youth coordinator at Sai Gitanjali. While he was in the United States, he was also an active member at a Sai center in Connecticut. He is currently serving as the district spiritual coordinator for Bangalore South, a resource person for the Vahini Sudhamrita National Program, a Veda trainer for the Veda Poshana and Samyukta Shruti Shreni programs, a Bhajan trainer and part of the Vrindavan Bhajan group. By profession, Rathnakar has been in the IT industry in the life sciences industry in various roles for the last 2 decades, and also a leadership mentor and coach in various multinational organizations. He currently works as a principal consultant in IT regulations and compliance for life sciences at Infosys. By passion, he is an avid reader and coaches and counsels students, young professionals and leaders. He is also musically talented and he is a Hindustani vocalist, Saraswati Veena and sitar player and a voice culturist. I warmly welcome Sri Rathnakar to kindly share his thoughts with us and address the gathering today.
Om Shri Sai Ram. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagwan. It is very nice to see almost the same set of crowd who have come back today after tomorrow's session. Anybody who was not there yesterday and there today? New? Okay. That means some people from yesterday are missing. That's okay. There are many topics which we will relate back to yesterday. It's okay, we will still repeat. So today's session, we will see what is sadhana. We are talking about sadhana everywhere, right? So sadhana, what is sadhana? ನೀವು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So I'll sometimes mix Kannada and English. ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So what is that sadhana? Is it just putting effort? Is it just understanding what to do? Is it just the intent? We will see all that slowly. Swami has given guidance on what we have to do. Whatever we are presenting in these sessions, whatever I am presenting in today's session, there is no intelligence from me. It is directly from what Swami has come and given, and we have just compiled it. So I will just explain the same thing. So we will see what is sadhana. We'll understand a little bit about what is sadhana. If we have time, we will see details of Omkara, otherwise we will move ahead. The more important thing that I was requested to cover is on the importance of Gayatri mantra. I know all of you in the youth wing, you have been doing the 9 o'clock Gayatri chanting every day. So what is its importance? It should not just be a mechanical affair. So we have to understand why we are doing. If you take the medicine without understanding what is there in it, it works. But if you also understand what it does and then take the medicine, the effect is much better. Then we will cover about the Dhyana and Jyoti Dhyana. So before we start, I have a question. So please feel free to stand up, ask, to speak, to add anything, to add any experience that you have had. So everybody is welcome. We'll do one small exercise, right? Let's just take somebody. I have one simple question. Can somebody raise their hand for a question, or I'll point? Vishwas, can you introduce yourself?
Sainam everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Vishwas Kulkarni. I am from Dhyana. I have done my studies from Mumbai and currently as a district office bearer I am working for Satya Sai organization.
Okay. Anybody else wants to introduce? Whatever introduction you would like to give. Say you are meeting a new person. So how will you introduce yourself? Yes, sister, you can. Go ahead.
Om Sairam, my name is Sai Raksha. I'm from Bangalore. I'm Anandi home, and I'm pursuing my MBA at Christ University. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Santosh, you want to introduce?
Sairam everyone, my name is Santosh, I am from Bangalore. I am an SSIHL analyst.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for all those nice, beautiful introductions. What did we notice in the introductions? Everybody said their name, then what their profession is, and what they have studied, and where they are from. Okay. So in yesterday's session, we heard Sir speaking in the morning. He mentioned about what Swami says about who we are. Who are we? We are, anybody remembers? 3 people. One, the world thinks we are. One, we think we are. One, we actually are. So in these introductions, what did we see? One, the world thinks we are. Most of the introductions only covered external, what the world thinks we are. If, say, you would have been a singer or a scientist, you would have said, I am a singer, a stage performer, or I am a scientist doing research in this. So, I am also explaining who I think I am. I am a scientist. I do research is different. I am a scientist is I am believing that I am a scientist. And who the world thinks is over, next who I think is over. But what should we understand is who we think we are is the next stage. There was this small experience in Professor Kasturi's sir's book. Swami asked him, "Who are you?" He said that I am this, a professor in this, very initially when he came to Swami. And then Swami laughed and he said, "You are nothing." Means it is not to disrespect him or his education, but it is to say that that is not really who you are. That is your identification with the world or with what you think you are. Right? So, why should we understand this? We will come to it a little later. Now, another aspect. Say we are going on a drive or a bike ride or a car drive and some untoward incident happens. Everybody would have, a lot of us would have either experienced even small things. Now there is, for every small scratch there is road rage. So everybody would have experienced and then how we react to it is all different. So generally what happens in a busy road, you're in a hurry, you have to go, and then you're driving your car or you're riding your two-wheeler, and then somebody touches you or somebody touches your vehicle, or you by chance hit somebody, and then you are so shocked. So if there is a little bit of a jerk, you're so shocked with that experience. What could happen generally is, I'm so scared, maybe next 2 days I will not touch my scooter or I will not touch my car. I've lost confidence. I've seen many people who have started learning to drive, and they've started to drive and gone inside gutters in the beginning, and then they stopped learning driving. Why? I'm so scared. Driving is not for me. Right? So, what has happened? Because of an incident that has happened outside, we lose confidence in ourselves. We lose self-confidence. We lose the understanding what energy or knowledge or capability God has given us. So, self-confidence lost. Second type. Third type. Say you are, let's take the example of, we see a lot of these reality shows on TV, these music reality shows on TV. I'm sure many of us watch or have at least seen at some point in time or the other. So when one contestant is singing, right, another contestant has to come and compete. So, and first person sings extremely well, second person also sings extremely well, third also sings extremely well, everybody sings ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗಿಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. So then, but what's going on in the mind of that singer? I am the best, and nobody can give the curves that anybody else can give. I am the best that I can do presentation for. So I know very well is right, but nobody else can. Only I can do this. That is one more example. Why are we talking about this? Now, when you come to the mind has 3 defects. What should the mind actually do? It has to identify the third one, who we actually are is what we have to identify. But what is preventing us are the 3 defects of the mind. The 3 defects of the mind are mala, vikshepa, avarana. Some of us would have heard, some of us may not have heard. But we have to understand these. Because if you understand what the defects are, then we can put in effort to do away with them. So what is mala? We saw the first example, how we introduced ourselves, who the world thinks we are. So there is mala, that means it is covered by what others think we are. It can be positive, it can be negative, whatever it may be. So mala. So it is like what? You're covering the mirror. If you cover the mirror if there is dirt, if you cover it with dirt, or if there is dirt on the mirror, can you see yourself clearly? No, you cannot. As long as you keep identifying yourself with what others think we are, then we cannot identify ourselves. So it is like looking ourselves in a dirty mirror. How can we overcome this? By doing satkarma, by doing good habits, regulating food habits, having good habits, doing good karma. So karma marga is the marga that will help us overcome mala. The next one is, say you look at yourself in the mirror, say your mirror is shaking. You cannot see yourself clearly because your image is shaking. No confidence. Or your image, if the mirror itself is defective, you see a big face, a small nose. It is because the mirror itself is defective. That is vikshepa. So you lose confidence in yourself. You don't know what you are. You lose an understanding of yourself. That is vikshepa. How can you overcome this? By doing sadhana, and that's the point for today's topic. What is the main path to overcome vikshepa is bhakti marga. Next one that I explained, I can do but nobody else can. I know the best, nobody else can. Vikshepa is like what? You take the mirror and cover it with a thick cloth. Can you see yourself? What have you covered the mirror with? With Arishadvargas. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. You have a thick blanket made out of all these ingredients, and you have covered the mirror. So you cannot see yourself. You are preventing seeing yourself in the mirror and identifying yourself. So we have to remove this. How can we do this? By Jnana Marga. So Jnana Marga helps us understand the intent. There is a lot of Swami's literature. There's so much of Adhyatma that is there, that is available to all of us. Indian culture and spirituality is the topic for this summer course. So there is so much literature on Indian culture. So we have to understand, get jnana, and through jnana we have to see how can we also implement the jnana. We will also have later Prem brother who will talk about Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. It will also cover a lot of these aspects, so I will not go too much into detail here. So this is vikshepa, and this is how we overcome avarana. So now sadhana has to be done every day. So we are mostly focusing on vikshepa here. Now again, one more point that I wanted to mention is, so if I am interested doing sadhana, I will learn how to do daily sadhana, and I will do daily sadhana. Can I just keep doing daily sadhana and that is enough? It is not enough, because if you've perfected yourself in personal sadhana, then you are only overcoming vikshepa. What about mala and avarana? So you have to do karma also. You also have to serve others. You also have to learn. You have to also get knowledge. So Jnana Marga is also important. Bhakti Marga is also important. And Karma Marga is also important. So, but we might have an inclination towards one type of activity. Start with that. But don't stay with that. That should be a starting point. That's just an entry door. So use that and then also start getting involved in other activities. Why should we do sadhana? What Swami says. So Anil Kumar sir asked Swami, why should we do sadhana, Swami? So Swami said, don't you wash utensils every day? Don't you brush your teeth every day? If you don't brush your teeth every day, what will I brushed it really for 10 minutes today, and I don't have to do it for the next 1 week. Possible? So, same way, we have to, that is why sadhana is required for us. Swami gives another comparison. Paddy fields need to be watered every day, right? Because their roots are not so strong. You have to keep watering them, not just water them. Water has to be standing in paddy fields. You have to take care of paddy fields so well. All these small plants have to be watered. However, when you see other big trees like the neem tree, the banyan tree, the tamarind tree, have you seen anybody taking a bucket of water and pouring at the base of the tree? No. Why? Because it can sustain itself, because the roots have become so strong. Swami gives this example and says that you need to keep doing sadhana as long as your roots become so strong as that of the neem and the banyan trees. Until then you have to keep doing sadhana. So probably we are all in a spiritual journey. We are all in different stages of spiritual journey. So some of us maybe like paddy, some of us can just be a grass, some of us can be a rose plant, some of us can be, we are all in different stages. I don't know if we will really be able to judge where we are. The moment we say that we can judge where we are, that means we are probably just a grass or a small plant. So we have to keep doing sadhana. That is what is Swami's point here. So like how we clean ourselves every day, we clean our hands, we clean our body, we need to do daily sadhana for chitta shuddhi. Here everything we say mind is the culprit. How many agree to this statement that mind is the culprit? Mind is the culprit? Sure? How many think mind is not the culprit? How many think mind is not the culprit for all problems? How many think it depends? Right. So, it is like our mobile phones, no, these days. So, we have to use technology, mobile phones, for our benefit. You can't give the control to the mobile phone. Simple example, WhatsApp message, right? I send a WhatsApp message to somebody, to Vishwas, and then he sends a message to me, and then I would have opened the message. I won't have time to read, I'll close it, I'll say I'll come back to this and I'll make it unread and leave it. But what would have happened for him? It would have shown 2 blue ticks. What will he think? He'll say, Rathnakar brother has read my message. He doesn't have the decency to reply back to me. So what are we doing? We are leaving our mind, the control on the mobile phone. The mobile phone and technology is controlling our mind, while it should just have been a mode of communication. So all these are indicators that technology will give, but that's not what you should get controlled with. Same way, mind is a tool for us. Swami says mind is a tool. It's not, don't let the mind control you. You use your mind for what you need to do. Who is that you? Who we actually think we are. The Atma. So that is what we have to understand. Now when we say sadhana, there are sadhana that has to be done at 3 levels. One is personal sadhana, what we do ourselves, like meditation and chanting of Omkaram and all that is our own personal sadhana. Next is it enough if I do my own sadhana? We are all on a spiritual journey. So if we go together on a journey, on a tour along with the family, will it not be more enjoyable. So next is family sadhana. You can't say I'll go and do service somewhere outside when you're fighting at home. You don't even help, you don't even lift one spoon and put from there to here, but you want to go there and do something else if you're fighting. Then it is not possible, it is not enjoyable to do sadhana. So you take your family also and go. So family sadhana. And then society sadhana. So once, is it enough if me and my family are doing well with sadhana? No. We also have to serve the society, because we are all, as human beings, we are societal beings. So we have to also serve in the society. Swami prescribes what are the daily sadhanas that we should do. I'll just quickly run through them. We do Onkaram 21 times in the morning. 21 times Onkaram. Shri Satya Sai Suprabhatam. Jyoti Dhyana. We'll see Jyoti Dhyana today. All your morning daily rituals, Sandhya Vandanam, all that has to be done. Those are your Nitya Karma which you have to do. Daily puja, prayer even while cooking. I'm not against Zomato and Swiggy, but if you cook at home, you pray and cook. Swami says if you pray, the energy of your prayer gets into your food. There was a discourse that was played on Sai Gitanjali's. There was a discourse that was Swami's discourse that was played during Sai Gitanjali's anniversary. Swami was saying this in the discourse in Kannada. Tarkari hechta irtare na dina tarkari hechbeko yakadru tarkari hechbeko, every day this vegetable, the same cooking, I don't know what to cook. If you do that, the energy of that frustration gets into your food, and then it gets into the people who are eating. If you're fighting at home, then you can wonder, why are you fighting today? Husband, spouse, parents, kids. You're fighting for no reason. Why are they fighting for no reason? Think what you did while you were cooking. So pray while cooking and cleaning. There's one small experience that I would like to share with when it comes to cleaning. I've told this several times in other sessions. Some of you may have heard. There was this elderly couple from Tamil Nadu, and they were diagnosed of cancer. Both of them were diagnosed of cancer, and then they come to know that they just have about 3 or 4 more months to live. They are so distraught, they are so upset by this, they go to Swami, to Prashanti Nilayam for darshan. And they sit in the darshan line shedding tears. The couple, on the lady side, the gent side, both of them sit and then they're shedding tears. They would want to come and ask, Swami, what should we do? Being a devotee of yours, is this what I'll get in return? Swami comes for darshan. He looks at this lady who's weeping and her husband who's weeping on the gent side. He doesn't say anything, he just goes. They wait for a couple of days, the same thing happens. They think this is all, is our life, we are done. So, and they go back very sad. When they go back, they think we are left with another 3 or 4 months. What can we do? Just like how Parikshit thought that I will listen to Lord Krishna's stories for the last 7 days before dying. So let's also do something at least. We can't be like Parikshit, but let's do something. They go to their Samithi, they pick up 2 brooms and they sweep. And while sweeping, they say Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, and sweep and clean every day. That's all they do. For 3 months they do this by just chanting God's name, and then they sweep and clean the Samithi premises. That's all. After 3 months, whatever indications they had of their illness reduces, and when they get tested, there is no cancer. There's no cancer, and they go back to Prashanti Nilayam to give thanks to Swami. And they sit in the darshan line. Swami comes, and Swami has tears in his eyes. They say they are overcome and they say, Swami, you saved us. Swami said, I did not do anything. You did everything. It is the power of your namasmarana that cured you of cancer. So he says, this is the power of namasmarana. Swami says, it is your dedication, it is your surrender with which you did namasmarana. They didn't do anything else, they just swept. I'm not saying we should only do that, but this is just an example of when you're cleaning. Swami also said, you by chanting God's name and then sweeping, you swept away the bacteria, he said. In another experience, now how can we develop this? In another experience, Mrs. Geeta Mohan Ram, many of you would have heard talks, heard about her. So she had mentioned an experience, but at the end, when after the experience, we don't have enough time to narrate that, but when she goes to Swami, Swami said, I saved you in this situation. She says, you saved me from the situation. I did not even, she had one difficult situation, very, very difficult, life-threatening situation. She goes to Swami and says, so many years have been at your feet, Swami. I did not even pray to you. I did not even think of you. I am not worthy of being your devotee. This is, what did I do? So Swami says, no. So when you sat in the car before leaving, you put your thumb on my picture. She was doing that involuntarily. Swami said, you're doing that involuntarily now. But when you started doing it, you used to say Sai Ram and touch the picture before you start driving. And then you used to do that consciously. Then it became involuntary. So Swami said, bit by bit becomes a habit, he said. So bit by bit, we keep practicing sadhana, bit by bit, it becomes a habit. Swami said this. So these are some of the things. Namasmarana we have to do. Gayatri chanting while we are driving. We look at Gayatri a little more. Then Brahmarpanam. We know the shloka. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagnyau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahmakarma Samadhinaha. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninan Dehamashritaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidam from the Bhagavad Gita. So we chant Brahmarpanam and we eat food. What food we eat also we have to regulate. At the end, we have to do, at the end of the day, we have to do a self-audit and check how has my day gone, what are the known mistakes I've done. Unknown mistakes we don't know. Try to understand what unknown mistakes I've done, what good have I done, where can I appreciate myself at the end of the day, where can I improve myself. Do a self-audit and then chant a Kshama Prarthana before going to bed. Karacharana kritam va, kayajam karmajam va, shravanayanajam va, manasam va, aparadham, vihitam avihitam va, sarvam etak kshamasva, jaya jaya karunabdhe, Shri Mahadeva Shambho, we say, and then we go to sleep. Alright. So these are the daily sadhanas. Anybody wants to ask any question, share any thoughts? If you don't have a question, I have a question. When we say personal sadhana, at what time in the morning is the best to do personal sadhana? Anybody can answer? Okay, you say 4 o'clock. Anybody else? Brahma Muhurtam, okay. Brahma Muhurtam starts at 3 o'clock. Okay.
4:30 to 6.
Okay. Okay, 4 to 8. Okay, anybody else? Jen said? Anybody working in night shifts here? Anybody working in night shifts? Okay. If you're working in night shifts, so we'll go back to what Swami says about this. Swami says there are 3 praharas, 3 times. The Satvika, Rajasika and the Tamasic time. What is the Sattvic time? Each one, so there are 24 hours in a day. 8 hours for each of them. How are these 8 hours split? Morning 4 o'clock to morning 8 o'clock is Sattvic time, 4 hours. 8 o'clock morning to 4 in the afternoon is Rajasic time, because that's where you do your profession, your activities of the day. Evening 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, evening 8 o'clock is again Sattvic time, another 4 hours. So Sattvic is split. And then 8 o'clock in the night to morning 4 o'clock is Tamasic time. That is when you take rest. Your mind needs rest. You need to stop thinking. You don't put your blanket and browse the mobile inside the blanket at night. So, when should you do? So, you have 4 to 8 in the morning, 4 to 8 in the evening. When should you do your own personal sadhana like meditation? Any Sattvic time? Any Sattvic time? Again, we'll go back to what Swami says. Personal sadhana, you do it in the morning Sattvic time, because when you sleep and get up, your mind is fresh. You are not affected by what happens much from the world yet. So Swami also says, my phone lines are free in the morning, early in the morning. So connect with me in the morning, it's easier to connect. Swami has been saying this for so many decades. Still his lines are free in the morning. Still many people are not doing. So 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock is personal sadhana. Then what should you do 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock evening Sattvic time? Society and family sadhana. So that way all your sadhana is covered in all the Sattvic times. Okay. Now we'll understand a little more about Gayatri. Now, how many times are you all chanting Gayatri? 9 o'clock, 21, no? 21 times. Evening, night, 9 o'clock Gayatri chanting. How many of you participate in that call? Oh, 15 minutes. Okay. Now, one importance about 21 times we have to understand. Why should you say you chant Omkaram 21 times? You offer 21 Modak to Lord Ganesha. 21. Earlier in the olden days, we used to have these books. If you want to learn a language, learn XYZ language in 21 days. So we have seen those books. Now nothing. Now we have apps, so we don't need books. So 21 days. What's the significance of 21? So everything that we do in Indian culture and spirituality has a meaning in it. 21, why 21? So, yeah. Then why not 30? Basic minimum. That is correct. But why 21 is basic minimum, we have to understand. So let's look at what are the organs that we have. What are the organs that we have? Karmendriya, Jnanendriya. Karmendriya, all the indriyas or the organs through which we do karma. So are all, we'll not get into too much detail, we don't have much time. I'll just mention about 5 karmendriyas. So out of your interest, you can go and check what the karmendriyas are, what the jnanendriyas are. So we have 5 karmendriyas, 5 jnanendriyas, and pancha prana, 5 pranas. Prana is not just the air that you inhale. We have 5 airs. Pana, Vyana, Udana, Apana, Samana. We have 5 airs. All the airs moving in different directions, going from outside to inside, within the body, all that we have. So, pancha prana, pancha koshas, we have the atma inside. From outside, if you see, we have the annamaya kosha, then we have the manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha. Did I miss something? Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, and anandamaya kosha. 5 and then we have the Atma. So 5 koshas, 5 karmendriyas, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 pranas, 5 koshas and 1 mind. So for purifying all these we do 21 times. That's what our culture says. So that is why 21 times. So we will come to Gayatri mantra. So at least try chanting Gayatri mantra 21 times for the sake of each one of those organs that we mentioned. We will listen to a small clip on what Swami says about Gayatri mantra.
He said ఈ ప్రపంచంలో అంతా చేరి ఈ మూడే ఉండేది. These three we find in this world. కనుక ఈ ప్రపంచంలో ఈ మూడింటికి మించినటువంటి మరొకటి లేదు. There is nothing beyond these three trinity in this world. Materialization. The materialization. Bhuha vibration. Bhuha vibration. ఇంకా సువహ రేడియేషన్. సువహ రేడియేషన్. ఈ యొక్క మెటీరియలైజేషన్ వైబ్రేషన్ రేడియేషన్ దైవత్వము వైబ్రేషన్ జీవత్వము మెటీరియలైజేషన్ దేహతత్వం కనుక ఈ మూడు నియంతే ఉంటున్నవి యు ఆర్ నాట్ వన్ పర్సన్ but three. The one you think you are physical body. The one you think you are is the physical. The one others think you are mental body. The one others think you are is psychological. The one you really are, that is adhyatmika. The one you really are is spiritual. ఆ సత్యాన్ని గుర్తించాలి. Know this truth. అప్పుడే నీవు మానవుడిగా ఉంటావు. Then you can be true human.
Very, very clearly explained the importance of Gayatri mantra. We say Gayantam Trayate iti Gayatri. The one who chants the mantra gets protected. Gayatri protects the one who chants the mantra. So there are different meters in our Vedam. So Chandas. Gayatri is a Veda mantra in the Gayatri Chandas. We don't have enough time to see all the details, but this is just information just to know. The principal Gayatri mantra, we also call it as the Savitri Gayatri mantra. This on God Savitri was given to Rishi Vishwamitra. This is addressed to the sun god. Why is Gayatri mantra addressed to the sun god? Swami says Gayatri is 3 persons. Gayatri, Savitri, Saraswati. Savitri is the sun god, is the power of the sun god. Why sun? In the Veda mantra, in Suryopanishad, it mentions that Surya or the sun is the only visible god. We have not seen Rama, we have not seen Krishna, we have not seen Narayana. I have not seen, at least. We have only seen pictures or paintings. But who can we all see is Surya. Surya is Pratyaksha Daiva. So he is God. So he is the form of all the gods. So there is a Surya Narayana Stotra in which it says, when is at this time you pray to Surya as Brahma, at this time you pray to Surya as Vishnu, at this time you pray to Surya as Ishvara. So there are so as Indra, as all the other gods. So you see all the gods in Surya because he is Pratyaksha Deva. Why? How is Surya represented? When you think about Surya, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Light. When light comes to your mind, what next comes to your mind is knowledge. Through jnana, through knowledge. Jnana of what? Jnana of the self. Take me from ignorance. I meditate on you. Take me from ignorance to understanding. Guide me in the path of spirituality. So that is what we pray in this. If we pray this much, then everything is taken care. Swami says that this is the highest mantra. Even sometimes if you are not able to do other prayers, other mantras, if you do Gayatri, it is more than enough. Swami in one of the discourses also mentioned that even if you cannot sit and chant 108 times Gayatri or even 21 times Gayatri, do once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once at night before sleeping, and that will take care of your day. That is the importance. There is one small experience I would like to mention about Gayatri. We also saw the previous slide where, Gayatri while driving. There was this one colonel who was flying in an Airbus. Unfortunately, there was an air crash and everybody died in the flight. Nobody survived. And this gentleman also lost his life. His wife and daughter come to Swami and they say, Swami, we lost our husband, and they are uncontrolled crying. And then Swami evades answering that for a long time, and then he keeps talking other things, and then finally the students sitting around, they tell Swami, they're asking you something else and then you're saying something else. So then he said, no, first I wanted to calm their minds down. Then he says, see, I wanted to tell you the importance of Gayatri. So this flight was destined for a crash. However, destiny is there. However, in this entire flight, if one person would have chanted Gayatri once, then the entire flight would have been saved. That's the power of Gayatri. Even though it was the destiny of that flight to crash, if one person out of the 330 people in the flight, one person once if they would have chanted, then the whole flight would have got saved and everybody would have got saved. So this is the power of Gayatri. So this is one small instance of what Gayatri can do. Gayatri mantra. So imagine when you chant as a sadhana continuously, then how effective how more effective and efficient we will become in our lives. So Swami says Gayatri is Sarva Devata Swarupini and Sarva Mantra Swarupini. It is said Gayatri Chandasam Mata, meaning Gayatri is the mother of the Vedas. There is no need to chant any other mantra if you chant the Gayatri mantra. Gayatri has three names: Gayatri, Savitri, Saraswati. Gayatri protects the one who recites it. Swami said this during a discourse. So the Gayatri mantra, this is how we chant. You can repeat. So this is the traditional version of the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. So it begins with a salutation to the Lord present in the three worlds, Bhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. The earth, heavens and the netherworlds. In the traditional chanting. So there is a lot of detail we can go into Gayatri mantra, but just to understand, since we are all doing Gayatri sadhana every day, we will just understand at a high level the understanding of what we are chanting. First you begin with a salutation to the Lord in the three worlds. Then first there is praise. Swami says first there is praise, next there is meditation. Dhimahi, you meditate, and prachodayat. Then there is a prayer to guide us from ignorance to knowledge. So that is what we pray. In a bigger, longer version, we have Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitur Varenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. There are 7 7 different realms, God present in the 7 different realms. But for the sake of ease, it is enough if we are doing the traditional chanting. And Swami also compares Bhu, Bhuaha and Suaha to the past, present and future. Pray to your past because it has given you lessons. Pray to the present because it is a present. And pray to the future because it's going to take care of you. So, that is how Swami explains the Gayatri Mantra in short. Alright. So, next, anybody has any questions on Gayatri Mantra before we go to Dhyana? In the Vedic, when we are chanting, there are quite a few different versions, ways of chanting Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra in the Vedam, we chant Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. We say in the Vedic chanting style. When we are doing a sadhana chanting, when we are doing Vedic chanting, let's follow the Vedic chanting procedure. But when we are doing a sadhana, it's best to chant the version that Gayatri herself has chanted. So, that's all is the answer I have for that.
What is the ideal time to do Gayatri chanting? Two parts of the same question. One, they say is you have to do a particular one time, or they also say that Akhand Gayatri, you do Akhand Gayatri. So, what is preferably needed to do?
So, again going back to what Swami has said, there is no time for Gayatri chanting. You can chant Gayatri any time. This type of worship is called Samayachara worship. That is, at any time you can think of Gayatri. Because Swami has also said that if you cannot do Gayatri for many times, then at least do once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the night. It only means that any time throughout the day is possible to do. But if you want to do it as a sadhana, you want to do it 108 times, try to do during the Sattvic time. Otherwise, 4 to 8. In our Sandhya Vandana, when it is prescribed that we do in the morning, then we do Madhyana, 12 o'clock when Aditya Abhimukha, when sun is right overhead, and then during sunset time is what is told traditionally. But if you want to do it as a sadhana and you want to not think too much and just do sadhana, do it anytime through the day.
Is it better if we chant it loudly or chant it to ourselves?
Good question. So, very good question. So, there are many times wherein you may not be able to chant loud. So, when you are chanting, it is said that I heard this in one of the commentaries of a discourse, that in your mind you can still chant, but if you keep your lip a little open, then the energy, so you have that feeling of chanting. So many times you may not be able to do it loud, and if you're doing it 108 times, 1000 times, if you do it loudly, you will get tired. So it is based on your convenience. When you're doing a particular type of sadhana, try to follow it that way. If you're chanting, sitting and chanting, follow this, whatever Swami has chanted. Otherwise, you can still meditate, you can think. If you're not opening your mouth, you're only contemplating. If you have to chant, you have to at least open your mouth a little bit. Yes.
Sarah, I had a question. I had clarity. Is it the last line of the Gayatri Mantra which goes? Is it Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat or Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat?
So it is Dhiyo Yo Nah Ha. Na, after Na you have Aha Visarga, and Prachodayat Pa is there, right? See the text? Na, Aha and Pa. It starts with Pa. So in Vedic style of chanting, we say whenever you have a visarga followed by pa, you just add one small. So it is easier to chant pa. You don't say dhiyo yo naha prachodayat, you say dhiyo yo naf prachodayat. Instead of saying dhiyo, you can also say dhiyo yo nah prachodayat. It is difficult to say nah prachodayat. It is easier to say naf prachodayat. It is only for ease of chanting it is given. So it is prescribed that after aha, pa, you have. It's a Sanskrit rule. Okay.
So we have different Gayatri mantras for different dialects. So which one is best to choose?
Okay,
Or
very
all
good,
are
very
different
nice question.
things?
Yeah. So all the Gayatri mantras, you have the same structure. So here we said Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. There in all the other mantras we have Vidmahe Dhimahi Prachodayat. The meaning is the same. Now this we are praying to that form of. So if you are chanting, say Ganapati Gayatri, Tatpurushaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dantif Prachodayat, we say. So that form of Ganesha, form of divinity you are praying, but you are asking the same thing. Let me meditate on you, take me from ignorance towards spirituality. You pray for any other Katyayanaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Durgi Prachodayat. Katyayanaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi. I pray, Dhimahi, I meditate on Kanyakumari, on that form of Kanya, form of Devi. Tanno Durgi Prachodayat. Lord Durgi, take me from ignorance to light. So it is the same thing. Whichever appeals to you, you can do. It is the same thing. All Gayatri mantras are the same. It has the same structure, it has the same effect. But Swami particularly talks about the Gayatri mantra, that the traditional Gayatri mantra. This is it is easy because everybody knows, and all the others people may have not have learnt it correctly also. So this is traditionally and universally accepted. Okay. In interest of time, we'll move on. We look at Dhyana. So personal sadhana we saw. Why we should do. Everybody is convinced why we should do personal sadhana. Mala Vikshepa Avarana. Any time we ask, we should say, we should be able to give a percentage. How much of Mala I have, how much of Vikshepa, how much of Avarana. It cannot be zero. If it is zero, we don't exist. Right? So, Dhyana is required to be done for Chitta Shuddhi. Dhyana is that which saves man from waywardness and unsteadiness of mind. We have so many things that's happening in the world around us, so many things to distract us. So, Dhyana saves us because it gives us ekagrata, it gives us one-pointedness. So, Dhyana has to be done. It saves us from waywardness and unsteadiness of mind. It teaches us to focus in the direction of God. We will see why direction of God when we see Jyoti Dhyana. And it also helps you achieve consistency, because you are sitting in one place and doing something. Say you are learning how to play an instrument. Then you will not get it for many months. You find it very difficult. But that consistency, practice for 5 minutes every day, 10 minutes every day. So it's okay, progress can be slow, but consistency. Dhyana helps us achieve consistency. There are so many different ways of doing sadhana. They say chakra sadhana, this sadhana, that sadhana, all that. I'm not saying they are not right. They are all correct. But if you have to practice them, you have to do it exactly the way it has to be done after learning it from a proper guru. It is difficult these days to find a proper guru to learn any type of sadhana. If you don't do any of those other sadhanas properly, they can be negative effects. But Swami says Jyoti Dhyana is one dhyana that you can very, very safely do without any harm or negative effect. Worst case, nothing might happen. You might go to sleep when you're doing dhyana, but there will be no negative effect. Is it enough if we just do dhyana? The effect of dhyana is better if we also practice some good habits in life, some basic good habits. Don't allow sins of the tongue. Do not allow sins prone by the tongue, body and mind to approach you as much as possible. Try to control as much as possible. Avoid anger, pride, conceit, fault finding in others, and all these actions that are driven by the Arishad Vargas. Kama, Krodha, Lopa, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Cultivate good habits and right conduct first. So, if we practice all these, then the effect of dhyana is much better. We will look at what is dharana. It says practice dharana. We will look at what is dharana next. I'll quickly say some of these. So when you are practicing dhyana, the point here is why I am stressing a little more on some of these aspects is we are supposed to be practicing dhyana after this session is over. All of us should go back and from tomorrow and we should practice this every day. So we should know some of these concepts, some of these basics thoroughly, clearly. So there can be some questions. Somebody asked, Swami, how do we know if we've progressed in dhyana? So Swami's answer is measure how much you have succeeded in ekagrata. 10 seconds you are able to focus today, tomorrow 30 seconds, day after tomorrow, no, following day 1 minute. So slowly over a period of time, how much have you progressed in ekagrata, in one pointedness, is your progress in dhyana, is what Swami has explained. Can we know the stages in dhyana? What Swami answered? Swami just says, don't worry, just practice. You cannot know the stages because all of us are in different stages of spiritual journey. You don't bother about measuring in which stage you are. Just keep practicing. It is not possible to know the stage and you don't need to know. Next is some handicaps in dhyana progress. How many here practice any form of meditation? Has anybody had experiences while you are doing meditation? Visions, hearing sounds, flashes of light. Vibration is okay. But visions, sounds, light flash. Somebody told me this, during their meditation they saw a flying horse. So, is it right? Is it not right? You're so happy, oh, I had a vision in my dhyana. Is that progress? Is that progress in dhyana? Swami says seeing visions, hearing lights, sounds are all only your imagination. It is a game or a trick that the mind is playing with you. If you are hearing all these sounds, seeing all these visions, that means you have not done dhyana properly. So you will not experience all this. But if you are experiencing, that means you kept some of those things in mind before starting. That is why your mind is giving you that. Your mind is just playing a trick with you. Can Guru be picturized during dhyana? Swami says Guru is also a human being. You have to respect the Guru, but you should not meditate on the Guru. When I say Guru here, we are not talking about Swami as the Guru. But he's saying focus on God. Focusing on God is important because Guru you have to respect, but you have to just keep the person at where the person, whatever place the person has to get, you should give only that much credibility, not beyond that. Guru is himself or herself, not God. When you are doing dhyana, focus on God, Swami says, and not on a human being. Foundation for dhyana, Swami says there are 3 foundations for dhyana. Abhiruchi avadhanamo ekagrata. So, for when you have to practice meditation, how many go to sleep? How many feel sleepy? How many get angry? ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಇದರಷ್ಟು ಕೋಪ ಬರೋದಿನ್ನು ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. Okay, it is good to sleep. It is good to feel sleepy. That means you have the second one, avadhanamu is there. But if you are getting akrosha, there is a problem. So we have to slowly develop abhiruchi, inclination. You will not have. You may not have. You have to slowly develop. Why should you develop? We have seen what is the benefit of doing dhyana. Think about what are the benefits of doing dhyana. When you do any vrata, Satyanarayana vrata, any vrata you do, at the end of the vrata, what do we do? Palashruti. So think about Palashruti first. Actually, according to, sometimes I think some of all these vratas we should first read the Palashruti and then do the vrata. Then we'll have more concentration doing the vrata. After the vrata is over, you won't even have patience to listen to Palashruti because you'll be hungry. So first think about Palashruti. So think about the Palashruti and then practice. So then you will get abhiruchi. You should have patience. You started doing today, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing will happen in one day. We have not done for so many years. In one day nothing can happen. We have to do. You should have patience and then slowly you will get ekagrata or one-pointedness. There are 3 stages Swami explains. First stage is called Dharana, Dhyana, then Samadhi. What is Dharana? Whatever object you're focusing to do dhyana, you have to look at that object for 12 seconds without blinking your eyelids. 12 seconds without blinking your eyelids. That is Dharana. Right? So then you close your eyes and then you do whatever is your course of dhyana that you're doing, and then after the course of dhyana you stay silent in that feeling. You experience that feeling for 12 into 12, 144 seconds, that is 2 minutes 24 seconds. That stage is actually called dhyana. And if you spend time sitting in that state for 12 dhyanas, that is 12 into 12, that is 144 into 12, that is 28 minutes 48 seconds, then you spent time in one samadhi. This is what Swami has only given all this. So 12 seconds. So we will not yet go to samadhi. We will first focus on dharana and then dhyana. Now you might ask me that when you're doing dhyana, how will I know what is 12 seconds? Do I keep a stopwatch? And that 2 minutes 24 seconds exactly, do I keep an alarm and then wake up after that? No. This is your own gut feeling of how much that time can be. See, this again, ideally it has to be 2 minutes 24 seconds, ideally 12 seconds, but it also depends on, are we experienced doing dhyana? We may not be. We are doing it for the first time. So we may not be able to sit for such a long time. In the beginning, first 1 week, we might be able to do the entire Jyoti Dhyana just for 2 minutes. In that your 12 seconds will be short 12 seconds. Then your Dhyana will be short 144 seconds. So slowly we have to increase that time. And then we will ourselves know this is what is the guidance Swami has given. So first we have to practice Dharana. Understand 3 stages, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. Why Jyoti for meditation? Why not look at a tree and do meditation? Why not look at a building? Why not look at the sky? Why not look at the earth? Why Jyoti? Jyoti, a flame, is that which is always urdhva mukha. It is always facing upwards, means it is showing us that you have to focus on divinity alone. Even if you bend the candle, the flame is upwards, it doesn't go down. So it is always facing upwards. It is teaching us ekagrata towards divinity. That is why Jyoti. And then one light can light another thousand candles without extinguishing itself. So that is why it is expansive. It signifies knowledge. And light is universally accepted by all religions. You can say, can I think about a deity? Can I think about... You can, but if it has to be made universal... See, even if you have to think about a deity, say I want to meditate on Narayana, you have to think about the Kaustuba, the Tilaka, the four arms, what is there. Then we will get confused. Did conch come on the left hand or on the right hand? Where should I imagine? By the time we do all that, Dhyana time is over and we have got distracted. So Jyoti, we don't have imagine anything. It is just one flame. It is very easy. So it's not that we should not meditate on forms. We can, but we need more spirituality to do that. So Swami says that it's best, is the easiest. What Swami gives is all very easy. We have to do, that's all. So it is very, very simple. It can be followed by all religions. People in Islam can follow. Hinduism can definitely be light lamps. Christians will be very happy if you show a candle. All religions they give importance to a lamp. Then now, last thing before we end with Jyoti meditation. Prerequisite for doing Jyoti meditation. If you want to sit in meditation, your mind will not control it. What is the job of the mind? What's the job of the mind? To think. Job of the mind is to think. Let's be positive. Think wrong things is different, but first think. But how does it think? Yesterday sir explained, right? Mind is a monkey. Is it just a monkey? No. Mad monkey. Is it just a mad monkey? Sir explained yesterday. Drunken mad monkey. Is it just a drunken mad monkey? No. Bitten by a scorpion. So like that. That means it is like that. It is constantly thinking, jumping like a monkey. Swami says it is very easy to control this if you follow a particular procedure. Make it think, but what you want it to think. He gives several methods, but one easy method that he gives is, give the monkey form, make the mind with the monkey form sit on the tip of your nose. And then inhale. When you are inhaling, mentally say, so, when you are inhaling. And then make this monkey observe all the thoughts that are going inside. Hum. Exhale and make this monkey mind observe all that is going out. Don't act on the thoughts. Just observe the thoughts. Like soap bubbles. If you try to hold a soap bubble, your hand becomes wet by what is there in that bubble. It will burst on its own. Just let the thoughts go. Let it go inside, come out. Just watch the thoughts. That is all. Give it the work of a watchman, Swami says. So, if you do this, he says do it for 5 minutes to come in control. We may not have that much time. Start small, do it consistent and increase the time. So, these are the prerequisites of Jyoti meditation. This is the pranayama technique that Swami teaches. So, Swami has only prescribed some of these. I'll just quickly touch upon for a few seconds on each of them. We don't have time to demonstrate. So, what are the different asanas in which we can sit for dhyana? Sukhasana is like how all of you all sit on the floor. Sukhasana, like how we sit normal. Right? This is the most universal method of sitting. Best methods to sit, Padmasana. So, this is how you sit in Padmasana if possible. Tomorrow onwards, if you want to try Dhyana, I'll try Padmasana. If you sit in Padmasana for the first time, if you are not able to bring your legs out of the Padmasana pose, don't blame me. It needs practice. So it needs practice. You need to learn how to sit in Padmasana. At least if not in Padmasana, slowly after you learn, Ardha Padmasana is also fine. Both legs if you cannot fold, at least one on top is Ardha Padmasana. And then one more asana is Siddhasana. Siddhasana is one heel is touching the other lower thigh. One knee is touching the other lower thigh. And sitting. So this is another. So these are the 4 methods that Swami has himself explained. And the other method is Vajrasana. Many of us know Vajrasana. Why? What's the purpose of giving these asanas? One of the most important things for Dhyana is to keep your back straight. In school we would have heard, if some child is not listening, the teachers would throw a chalk piece and say, sit straight. So wish we could do that these days in these sessions also. We cannot. So we have to sit straight. Why sit straight? In the Rudram it explains the meaning of sitting straight. There are 2 types of energy all of us have in the body. All of us have 2 types of energy. What are the 2 types of energy? Anybody? Physics. Potential energy, kinetic energy. Got it. Potential energy, kinetic energy. Potential energy is that there is potential, you say. That means that is the underlying energy. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion or movement or doing work. In Rudram it explains that Shiva is potential energy, Shakti is kinetic energy. It is like the bow and the arrow. The bow will have potential to shoot only when the string is tight. So that tight string is your back straight. Then only the arrow that you shoot or the activity that you do is going to hit the right place in the right direction. Otherwise there is no potential. If there is no potential, kinetic energy will not work. So Shiva and Shakti will always have to be together. So that is why sit straight. Anything that you do, you sit with your back straight. Vajrasana is one asana where automatically you will sit straight. You cannot, when you do Vajrasana, you cannot sit. You will not be with a hunched back unless you put effort and sit. By default, you will sit straight. But apart from all these asanas, there is one more asana that is not listed here. Anybody? Not Shavasana. What you all are doing now, no? Chair asana. Is it wrong to sit on a chair to do dhyana? It is not wrong, but it is recommended that you move a little forward. Don't keep your back rested on the backrest and sit straight when you are practicing, if you want to sit on a chair. Try, if it's possible to sit on the floor when you are practicing dhyana, sit on the floor and practice as much as possible. Only if your body is not allowing you to sit on the floor, you can sit on top. But not for laziness. You said, today I will sit on the chair, today I will sit on the bed, and when I'll do pray, and then while sleeping I'll finish off my Jyoti Dhyana and then get up from the bed. No. And then it is also said that it is preferred to have one fixed place. In Parthi they were telling us during the workshop that it is better to earmark a place in your house to sit for dhyana. It will give you that, it will quickly bring you to the frame of mind. Now we will end this session with one practice of Jyoti Dhyana. So because we will not waste time to light a lamp, but I will play a video and the lamp is there in the video. So let's all sit straight. Come, move forward, sit straight. Be in a relaxed posture. You can keep all your writing pads and pens aside for some time.
Om Shri Sai Ram. We now begin the Jyoti meditation. Be seated in a comfortable posture. Sit with your back straight. Let both your hands hands rest on your lap facing upwards. Relax your complete body. Relax your head region. Relax your face. Relax your neck, shoulders, chest, back, abdomen, hands and fingers. Relax your thighs, knees, ankles, feet and toes. Keep away all your worries. Have a slight smile on your face. As you inhale, mentally chant, so. As you exhale, chant, hum. As you inhale, watch the thoughts that go inside. As you exhale, watch what goes out. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. So. Hum. So. Hum. We now practice Dhyana. Look at the Jyoti in front of you with your favorite deity at its center for a few seconds without blinking your eyelids. Now, slowly close your eyes. This is Prema Jyoti, Jnana Jyoti. Now, slowly invite the Jyoti towards your heart. Your heart is like a lotus with closed petals. As the Jyoti enters you and touches the lotus, the petals slowly open one by one. Your heart is now the Hridaya Pushpa, a seed of Prema and Jnana. From this illuminated heart, the Jyoti slowly travels through your neck and touches your forehead, illuminating it. The Jyoti then touches your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and purifies and illumines your entire face. The Jyoti then travels slowly to your head, purifying and illumining your mind and intellect. The Jyoti then slowly moves downwards through your throat, illumining it, and then touches your shoulders. Then it moves and touches your chest, back, abdomen, hands and fingers. The Jyoti then moves downwards to your thighs, knees, ankles, feet and purifies all the parts of your body that it touches. Your body is now glowing resplendent with the Jyoti, which is an embodiment of prema and jnana. The Jyoti is in me. I am in this Jyoti. Stay in this feeling for a few seconds. The Jyoti now travels outside your body and touches your family, friends, and even those who you think are enemies, illumining and purifying them all. The Jyoti then travels outside and touches everyone in your locality, city, state, and country. From there, the Jyoti travels to the world outside and touches everyone on this earth. You now realize the true meaning of Swami's words, Prema Swarupalana, embodiments of love. Stay in this feeling of expansive love for a few seconds and experience the bliss in this awakened silence. This is the state of Dhyana. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Lead me from illusion to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring both your palms together in a namaskara posture. Rub your palms and place them on your eyes. Slowly open your eyes and look at the Jyoti in front of you. You now see the world around you with love. Maintain this awakened state throughout the day as you carry on your daily activities. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram to everybody. Thanks for your patient listening. Hope we will all practice Jyoti Dhyana from tomorrow if we have not been practicing. These YouTube links are available if you want this guided both. There is one in English and one in Kannada. Vishwas brother will share the links. You can use them. But the point is that we should not stick to the guided meditation all the time. We should understand how to do it and we can do it ourselves. We don't need a guided meditation all the time. Because a guided meditation will only give us a feel good for some time. It will not make us do it ourselves. It is like walking with crutches. We should be able to walk ourselves. So we should learn how to do it ourselves and then we can do it. Because this is about 9 minutes. But some of us may not be able to sit for 9 minutes, some 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So if we learn it ourselves, we can, whatever duration we can concentrate, we will be able to do it ourselves. Sai Ram to everyone.